Welcome to my channel. Fun facts about macaw parrot. Macaw parrots are among the largest, most colorful and most intelligent parrots in the world. They belong to the parrot family called Psittacidae and are closely related to other parrots such as parakeets and cockatoos. Macaws have been known to humans for thousands of years, especially by the ancient civilizations of Central and South America. Long before Europeans arrived in the Americas, indigenous peoples such as the Maya, Aztec and other native tribes admired macaws for their bright feathers. These colorful feathers were used in royal clothing, religious ceremonies, decorations and art. In some cultures, macaws were considered sacred birds because of their brilliant colors and their ability to mimic human speech. Archaeological evidence shows that macaw feathers were traded over very long distances across ancient American civilizations, which shows how valuable these birds were in early history. The name macaw is believed to have come from indigenous South American languages that tried to imitate the loud call of these birds. Early European explorers heard the native people calling the birds something similar to macaw, and the English word macaw gradually developed from that pronunciation. Macaws are famous for their extremely loud voices, which can travel long distances through forests, and their calls are often harsh and powerful. Macaws are mainly found in the tropical regions of the Americas. Most species live in the rainforests of Central and South America, especially in countries like Brazil, Peru, Bolivia, Colombia, Venezuela, and parts of Mexico. They usually live in dense tropical forests, river valleys, palm groves, and sometimes open woodlands. These birds prefer warm climates with plenty of trees, because they depend on trees for nesting, shelter, and food. Rainforests are especially ideal for macaws because they provide abundant fruits, nuts, and seeds that these birds eat. Some species also live near rivers or clay banks, where they gather in large groups. There are about 19 known species of macaws in the world, although a few of them are now extinct or critically endangered. Some of the most well-known species include the blue and yellow macaw, scarlet macaw, green-winged macaw, hyacinth macaw, military macaw, and red-fronted macaw. The hyacinth macaw is the largest flying parrot species in the world, and can reach about 1 meter in length from head to tail. Unfortunately, habitat destruction and illegal bird trade have reduced the populations of several macaw species. Macaws prefer warm tropical atmospheres with high humidity and lots of vegetation. They thrive in environments where the temperature is generally warm throughout the year, and where tall trees provide safe nesting places. They usually live high in the forest canopy, where they can fly easily and watch for predators. Macaws are strong flyers and can travel long distances in search of food. They are also highly social birds and often live in pairs or small family groups, although sometimes large flocks gather in feeding areas. Their diet mainly consists of fruits, nuts, seeds, berries, and sometimes flowers. Macaws have extremely powerful curved beaks that allow them to crack open very hard nuts and seeds that many other birds cannot break. Some macaws also eat leaves, and occasionally insects or small creatures, although plant food is their main diet. An interesting behavior seen in wild macaws is clay eating. They gather at clay banks along rivers and eat clay, which helps neutralize toxins from certain fruits and seeds they consume. Macaws reproduce by laying eggs rather than giving live birth like mammals. The breeding pair usually finds a hollow tree cavity, or a hole in a large dead tree, where they build their nest. The female typically lays 2 to 4 eggs, and she incubates them for about 24 to 28 days. During this time, the male brings food to the female. When the chicks hatch, they are blind and without feathers, and both parents care for them. The chicks remain in the nest for several months while they grow feathers and learn to fly. Macaws are known for strong family bonds, and many species form lifelong mating pairs. Macaws usually live in groups and communicate constantly with loud calls. These calls help them stay in contact with each other while flying through dense forests. They are extremely intelligent birds, and can learn to mimic human words and sounds when kept as pets. Because of their intelligence, they require a lot of mental stimulation and social interaction. In the wild, they spend much of their day flying, searching for food, grooming their feathers, and interacting with their partners or flock members. Macaws are famous for their bright and beautiful colors. Different species display a wide range of colors, including bright red, deep blue, golden yellow, green, orange, and combinations of these shades. For example, the The Scarlet Macaw has brilliant red feathers with yellow and blue wings, while the blue and yellow macaw has bright blue wings and a golden yellow chest. The Hyacinth Macaw is mostly deep cobalt blue, with yellow markings around the eyes and beak. Their long tails and strong wings make them very graceful flyers, and their colorful feathers help them blend into the vibrant colors of tropical forests. Macaws can live very long lives compared with many other birds. In the wild, they often live between 30 and 50 years, and in captivity some can live even longer, sometimes reaching 60 years or more if properly cared for. Because of their long lifespan and high intelligence, keeping a macaw as a pet requires a serious long-term commitment. They need large spaces to fly, a healthy diet, social interaction, and mental stimulation. Despite their beauty and intelligence, many macaw species face serious threats today. Deforestation is one of the biggest dangers, because forests are cut down for farming, logging, and urban development. When forests disappear, macaws lose their nesting trees and food sources. Another major threat is illegal wildlife trade, where young birds are captured and sold as exotic pets. Conservation organizations around the world are now working to protect macaws by preserving rainforest habitats, creating breeding programs, and enforcing laws against illegal bird trade. Macaws play an important role in their ecosystems. By eating fruits and spreading seeds across the forest, they help maintain the health and diversity of tropical forests. Their presence also indicates a healthy ecosystem, because they require large areas of forest to survive. Today they remain one of the most admired parrots in the world, because of their striking colors, intelligence, social behavior, and long history with human cultures. Macaw parrots are beautiful, intelligent birds, but they are also sensitive and require protection in the wild and careful responsibility if people want to keep them as pets. Protecting macaws is very important because several species are endangered due to human activities. One of the most important ways to protect macaws is by protecting their natural forests. These birds depend heavily on tropical rainforests for food, shelter, and nesting places. When forests are cut down for farming, logging, or building cities, macaws lose their homes. Supporting forest conservation programs, planting trees, and protecting rainforest areas help macaws survive. Governments and conservation groups also create protected wildlife reserves where macaws can live safely without disturbance. Another important step is stopping the illegal wildlife trade. Many macaws are captured from the wild and sold as exotic pets, which harms wild populations. People should never buy birds taken from the wild and should support laws that prevent illegal bird trading. Wildlife organizations also run breeding and rehabilitation programs, where macaws are bred safely and sometimes released back into protected forests. Educating people about the importance of macaws is another way to protect them. When local communities understand that these birds are valuable for nature and tourism, they are more likely to protect them instead of capturing them. Ecotourism programs in some South American countries allow people to observe macaws in their natural environment, which creates income while encouraging conservation. If someone wants to keep a macaw as a pet, it must be done responsibly and ethically. First, the bird should always come from a legal and reputable breeder, not from wild capture. Macaws are extremely intelligent and social birds, so they require a lot of attention and interaction with their owners. Without enough social contact, they can become stressed, aggressive, or depressed. A pet macaw needs a very large and strong cage, because these birds have powerful beaks and long wings. The cage should allow them to stretch their wings and move comfortably. However, they should not stay in the cage all the time. They need daily time outside the cage to fly or climb in a safe indoor space. Toys are also very important because macaws love to chew and play. Wooden toys, ropes, and puzzle toys help keep their minds active and prevent boredom. Their diet must be healthy and balanced. A pet macaw should eat a mixture of fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and specially prepared parrot pellets. Foods such as apples, bananas, carrots, leafy greens, almonds, and walnuts are commonly given. Fresh water must always be available. Owners should avoid feeding chocolate, caffeine, alcohol, avocado, or very salty foods, because these can be dangerous or poisonous for parrots. Macaws also need regular cleaning and grooming. Their cage should be cleaned frequently to prevent disease. Sometimes they enjoy bathing with a light spray of water because it helps keep their feathers clean. Regular veterinary checkups with a bird specialist are also important to keep them healthy. Training and bonding with a macaw is also essential. Because they are very intelligent, they can learn simple commands, mimic words, and develop strong emotional bonds with their owners. Gentle training, patience, and daily interaction help them feel safe and comfortable. However, people must remember that macaws can live for many decades, sometimes 50 years or more, so keeping one as a pet is a long-term responsibility. In summary, macaws can be protected by conserving forests, stopping illegal trade, supporting wildlife programs, and educating people about their importance. If kept as pets, they must be cared for, with proper space, nutrition, attention, and long-term commitment, so that these magnificent birds can live healthy and happy lives. Thanks for watching.